has always been a showcase of athletic brilliance. Slam dunks that defy gravity. Buzzer beaters that leave fans speechless.
Simmons, is this the dagger?
Rivalries that stand the test of time. But beneath the surface of greatness lies a darker side of the game. From flopping to foul baiting, sneaky tricks to performance-enhancing drugs, players have sometimes crossed the line between gamesmanship and outright cheating. And when they got caught, the fallout was unforgettable. Today, we're diving into 10 times NBA players were exposed for cheating, moments that still spark debate, frustration, and even laughter years later. 1. 2005 to 2006 season, Manu Ginobili and the rise of the flop. When the San Antonio Spurs were dominating the mid-2000s, Manu Ginobili was their fearless swingman, attacking the rim with reckless abandon. But just as he was known for his clutch play, Ginobili also became infamous for his ability to exaggerate contact. During the 2005 to 2006 season, Ginobili's flopping became a national talking point. Whether it was flying backward after the slightest bump or collapsing dramatically on drives, referees often fell for his performances. While Spurs fans called it crafty, opponents and critics labeled it cheating. Ginobili himself later admitted that selling contact was part of his strategy. The NBA eventually cracked down, instituting fines in 2012, largely because of pioneers like him. Though a Hall of Famer, Manu's reputation as one of the game's greatest floppers is part of his complex legacy. 2. 2018 to 2019 season, James Harden's foul baiting reaches its peak. James Harden's scoring explosions with the Houston Rockets defined the late 2000s. But in the 2018 to 2019 season, his foul drawing tactics became impossible to ignore. Harden would drive into defenders, hook their arms, and then fling up shots with unnatural motions, forcing referees to blow the whistle. He also kicked his legs out on threes, drawing fouls that left fans shaking their heads. That year, he averaged nearly 12 free throws per game, sparking outrage across the league. Defenders complained they couldn't guard him without risking foul calls, and the NBA finally responded in 2021 by banning non-basketball motions on jump shots, rules directly aimed at Harden's tactics. While Harden's place in history as a scoring genius is secure, his foul-baiting era is forever tied to accusations of cheating the system. 3. 2016 playoffs, Draymond Green's infamous kicks. The Golden State Warriors were chasing history in 2016, but Draymond Green's antics nearly derailed it. In the Western Conference Finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder, Green delivered a knee to Steven Adams' groin in Game 3. The replay was so obvious that fans immediately accused him of dirty play. Green claimed it was unintentional, but the timing and frequency told another story. Just weeks later in the NBA Finals, Green struck again, this time against LeBron James. The league suspended him for Game 5, a decision many believe swung the momentum in Cleveland's favor, ultimately costing the Warriors a championship. For all his defensive brilliance, Green's reputation was tarnished by accusations of cheating with accidental kicks that just happened to land in the worst possible places. 4. 2008 NBA Finals, Paul Pierce's wheelchair mystery. Game 1 of the 2008 NBA Finals between the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers produced one of the most bizarre moments in league history. Midway through the third quarter, Paul Pierce collapsed to the floor, clutching his leg in apparent agony. He was placed in a wheelchair and rolled off the court as if his season was over. But just minutes later, Pierce dramatically returned, hitting clutch threes and leading the Celtics to a comeback win. At the time, fans suspected exaggeration. Years later, Pierce admitted on live television that he wasn't injured. He had simply experienced an accident in his shorts and needed to get to the locker room.
I have a confession to make. Whoa! I just had to go to the bathroom. I needed a wheelchair. I had to go to the bathroom. Why did you need a wheelchair to get to the bathroom? Something went down. I had to go to the bathroom.
What seemed like a heroic moment was suddenly rebranded as one of the most notorious exaggerations in NBA history. Many still label it a form of deception, cheating the emotions of the crowd and the Lakers to gain momentum. 5. 2014 playoffs, Lance Stephenson's antics against LeBron. The Indiana Pacers and Miami Heat clashed in a heated Eastern Conference Finals in 2014, but one player stole the spotlight for all the wrong reasons: Lance Stephenson. Stephenson became infamous for blowing into LeBron James's ear during a stoppage in play, but beyond the memes, Stephenson engaged in constant flopping, fake injuries, and psychological games. At one point, he even faked being hit to slow down Miami's momentum, a tactic that drew criticism from analysts and fans alike. While some dismissed him as a clown, others saw his antics as outright cheating, using deception and theatrics instead of basketball skill. Stephenson's career never reached superstar heights, but his reputation as one of the league's biggest tricksters remains legendary. 6. 2009 season, Rashard Lewis suspended for PEDS. Cheating in the NBA isn't always about flopping, it's sometimes chemical. In 2009, Orlando Magic forward Rashard Lewis was suspended for 10 games after testing positive for an anabolic substance. The Magic had just made an improbable run to the finals, and Lewis was a key piece of their offense. The suspension stunned fans, as Lewis wasn't known for freakish athleticism, but for his shooting touch. He claimed the positive test came from an over-the-counter supplement, but the stain on his reputation was undeniable. Lewis became one of the first star players of his era to be caught in a PED scandal, raising uncomfortable questions about how widespread performance-enhancing substances might be in the NBA. 7. 2014 season, J.R. Smith's shoelace trick. During the 2013 to 2014 season, J.R. Smith pulled one of the strangest tricks in NBA history. Cameras caught him untying opponents' shoelaces at the free throw line. First Sean Marion of the Dallas Mavericks, then Greg Monroe of the Pistons. At first, it looked like a joke, but the league didn't find it funny. Smith was fined $50,000 for unsportsmanlike conduct. While it didn't alter any game outcomes, it was clear that Smith was trying to distract opponents in a way that had nothing to do with basketball. Some fans laughed it off as classic JR, but others saw it as a blatant attempt to cheat the spirit of competition. Either way, it added to his legacy as one of the NBA's most unpredictable characters. 8. 1990s, Reggie Miller and the kick-out trick. Reggie Miller, one of the greatest shooters of all time, was also one of the craftiest foul baiters. Throughout the 1990s, Miller perfected the art of kicking his legs forward on jump shots to create the illusion of contact. Referees often rewarded him with free throws, even when defenders were giving him space. The tactic became so notorious that it inspired what's now called the Reggie Miller rule, banning unnatural leg kicks designed to draw fouls. While Miller is remembered for his clutch heroics, critics argue that part of his scoring success came from exploiting referees with what many considered cheating. 9. 2016, O.J. Mayo's career-ending suspension. In July 2016, the NBA dropped a bombshell. O.J. Mayo was banned for 2 years after violating the league's anti-drug program. Mayo, once a highly touted high school phenom and solid NBA scorer, had already seen his career decline, but this suspension, reportedly for a drug of abuse, effectively ended his time in the league. Unlike Rashard Lewis, who returned after his suspension, Mayo never played another NBA game. Fans saw his downfall as one of the league's most sobering examples of cheating off the court. A player with immense promise saw it all vanish because he couldn't play by the rules. 10. 2012 to 2013 season, the flopping epidemic and the NBA's crackdown. By the early 2000s, flopping had reached epidemic levels. Stars like LeBron James, Chris Paul, Marcus Smart, and Kyle Lowry were frequently accused of exaggerating contact to manipulate referees. During the 2012 to 2013 season, the NBA introduced an official anti-flopping policy, fining players $5,000 or more for repeated violations. While the rule didn't completely eliminate flopping, it reduced the most outrageous performances. This crackdown marked the league's acknowledgement that flopping was a form of cheating, dishonest, deceptive, and harmful to the spirit of competition. Even today, players are still fined, proving that cheating tactics remain a constant battle in the NBA. From funny flops to career-staining scandals, cheating has always been the NBA's dark side. Want more deep dives into basketball's wildest controversies? Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a breakdown.